played through the first 3 games of the season so far?
I believe I played subpar. I feel like there was a lot of things I could have got better at, but we're progressing as a team and as a defense, as a unit.
Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel it's been subpar?
Because you always can get better. I feel like the sky's the limit for me and myself. And, as long as I'm getting better, I'm getting my teammates better.
How does playing next to a guy like Preston Smith motivate you?
It's exciting, man, because we're very competitive. We always try to outdo each other. And I see him doing good. I thank him, and, I look up to him, and I try to do better than he is the next week.
Are you ever in awe of what he's been doing recently? The numbers have been kind of crazy.
No, the beginning of the year, I told Preston, you're going to have an outstanding year. And we've been talking about it a lot. We spent a lot of time over the summer together. And I told him this is going to be his year.
Coach Mullen almost enjoyed describing us that play that you got the sack. He said, but Preston created it in that situation.
Yes, Preston beat the double team and made the quarterback step up on the prowler play last week. And I just got off the block and laid on him. Preston, he beat the double team. He really deserved the sack, but unfortunately, I was blessed with it. Thank God for that.
You also had a nice little talk there with Coach right before halftime.
Oh, yes, the celebration. It was like a ritual for me because every time, it's hard for a D tackle to get a sack, man. And every time I make a sack, I do the same little dance. And I guess it was the wrong place and wrong time to do it.
First trip to Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. I mean, how much have you heard of that place, and what are you expecting on Saturday night?
It's going to be a brutal game, man. It's going to be a hard-nosed defensive game, and we're going to have to scrap up and bring it. They're a very physical team, and we feel like we got the defense to match up to it, and it's going to be a war. It's going to be a dogfight out there.
Is this the kind of game guys like you really look forward to because it's muscle on muscle, best man?
It excites me, man. When you're playing in the SEC, you look for teams like LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss, those type of guys, because you want to see where you at. And, I look forward to that. And, I'm ready to scrap up and, go to war.
Because it's one thing to play the South Alabamas and Southern Misses and beat those teams, but now this is a real test.
That's like preseason, man. You building up to get to the SEC teams. You seeing what you can get get better at, and when the SEC teams come along, you want to utilize that.
I think, if I remember correctly, last year you were saying LSU is kind of where you realized you're in the SEC. I remember you telling me like you fell and it felt like you were falling for like 7 seconds. What did you learn from that game, and how much have you improved going into this SEC season?
You got to use your hands, man. You don't use your hands, these guys will punch your chest in. I learned that very early in that game. With the right guard, I think he's in the NFL now. He dumped me on my head, and I realized then I got to use my hands. But they was a very good team last year. We kept up with them. This year we just got to settle the deal.
Going against a team that runs so much as they do, I think 70% of the time, what are you looking for as a defensive tackler?
We just got to we can't get bored doing our job, we got to constantly do our job and stay in our gaps, You close up gaps and seams, make them want to pass the ball instead of running. That's what we got to do. We got to do it consistently and constantly.
Do you think you've kind of gotten bored with your job maybe the first couple of weeks? Is that maybe why you're subpar, in your opinion?
No. I feel like I left some plays on the field. That's why I say I'm subpar, because I feel like I could have made another sack on some of them games. I feel like if I would have did this differently, I would have had that tackle. So I really like nick and pick on myself a lot, because when I look at film and I grade myself very critical on my mistakes.
What have you seen different from Preston since the Liberty Bowl? It seems like he's just been a different player since then.
He's always had it in him.
What do you think brought it out of him?
He know this is last year, and I want to see my guy go to the NFL. He got a daughter that he got to take care of, and I told him this is gonna be your year. Just ball out. And I see him balling out. This summer we all spent a lot of time together and created a bond. We all on that same mission, making each other better. Because we know we going hard for each other. We're like brothers on that line, the front line of defense. We going hard, the whole secondary, the linebackers, all those guys going to go hard. So by us going hard, we can make those look good.
How has he changed maybe as a person since becoming a father?
The fire in him, man. He has so much fire in him now, man. It's amazing.
Thanks, Chris.